All right, so welcome to tonight's call, and we're going to be talking about how to convert people from your free group to invite them to join your paid group or your boot camp or whatever you want to call it. This is something I'm actually still learning myself, as you probably know. I have this script here. You probably can't see it, but I'll post it in the group. I actually got this from one of the other trainings that I'm doing, and how to get people to convert, okay? And their huge thing is try to get them on the phone, and that's something I have been working on because with chaos, it's easier for me to message or text them, but I found the people that I have, got out of my comfort zone because I don't like talking on the phone. I don't like talking to Tim on the phone. I don't like talking to my parent. I mean, it's not just like people I don't know. I'm not a big on the phone person. But getting out of that comfort zone, and the ones that I've talked to on the phone, they actually sign up, like that day that, one told me, well, it'll be next week or on payday. And I was like, okay. And later that day, she signed up, that day. So I think letting them hear your voice. Sometimes I hear a lot of people saying use the voice messenger on Facebook. But I don't know if it's on the like page. Do you know?
I haven't seen it.
No, and I don't run any business off my profile anymore. I just use my like page. So I've been kind of trying to Google and see if there is, because it would be nice. It'd be easier than having to type all the time. But so this is how I do, like when we're closing out a group. Like today I did a video in our free group, kind of just, congratulating people on making it through, and now what do they do, going forward. And so one thing is, some people are very content of just staying, in a free group. Some people will probably be free lifers, and that's just how some people are.
Yeah.
And I forgot what I was gonna say. Sorry, it's like Facebook is dinging at me. Because I have like 30 windows open. So let them know that, the workouts that you provided were, based on the workouts that we do, at home, our own workouts, like this last one I did was squat challenge. I mean, we don't have a program that's just, squats, but squats are part of a lot of the different programs that we do. And one thing that I've learned is that, say that, a lot of people need that extra help. They need that extra motivation to keep going. And those are the people that you want to seek out and ask them to join you. But then congratulate the people that are like, some people are like, no, I got this, I'm good on my own. Say something like, well, keep me posted on your journey. I'd love to see, where you're going, things like that. So the thing is that you want to let them know that, they can continue in the free group, or, take it up a notch. One thing that I've really been working on that I feel that I've been lacking in is giving more in the paid groups than in the free groups. Giving all, like I have the ebooks and all those different tools in the free group, but I'm like, what do we do once they move over? So that's really why I kind of changed up, this month's group, is to be able to do that more and not be like, oh, here you are, you got your program and you're just good to go. Give more tips. And one thing that I've been really working on is, people can Google recipes, they can Google all, those types of things. Is I really want to help more with dealing with what's inside and, those types of deals. So I'm kind of getting off topic here, but you kind of want to, like I said, invite them like in a video or private message them. And one thing that I've learned too recently is that while the free group is going on, try to connect with the people. And this is something that, like I said, I'm still learning, is to message them like on day 2 or 3 and see how they're doing. If you haven't posted in a while, connect with them, see how are you liking whatever challenge you're doing, things like that. What was I gonna say? Sorry, I feel scatterbrained tonight. So you want to ask questions. So if they say yes, they want to learn more about what it is that you can offer them more on a one-on-one, basis. Help them with a program that will fit them, instead of just saying, here, this is what we're doing. Help them pick, whether like yoga or kickboxing or whatever. That's, that's partly why I like, so everyone can do whatever program they want in the 30 days, because not everyone's the same fitness level and not everyone likes the same kind of programs. And I really want someone to like what they're doing or they're not going to stick with it. So you want to ask questions. You want to ask hard questions. Don't just ask like, why do you want to join? Someone might say to lose weight. Well, yeah, everybody wants to lose weight, but why is it important to you now? One thing that I've learned recently is like, how do you want to feel? You know, because you can be a certain weight and you can feel confident and love yourself, you know, be a, you know, a higher weight on the scale, and you can be really low weight on the scale and be disgusted what you see in the mirror, you know, so it doesn't always go with a weight. So ask those hard questions. Ask them like, what are their goals right now? You know, what do they want to see in the next 30 days, 60 days, kind of break it down for them. You know, if someone says, well, I want to lose 40 pounds in a month, that's a little, you know, unrealistic. So kind of help them to understand what would be realistic, especially when there's so many things around us that are like, oh, this is a quick fix, drink this, you know, magic potion, or do these things and you're going to lose, you know, 100 pounds. It's just, I think people they want that instant gratification. Kind of, you know, get to know them and their fitness history. So ask them, you know, what have they been doing? What do they like to do? You know, maybe it's someone who likes dance. Or when I very first started, I thought everyone should do 21-day fix, because I believed, you know, I liked the meal plan that went with it. It was only 30 minutes long. And Crystal, you were the first person that I did not start on the 21-day fix. And you know, it felt weird to me. And I was like, but when we were talking, you were telling me, you know, I was asking some questions about what type of programs you liked. And I think I gave you the option, like a military style or something, boot, whatever I said. And you said you wanted to know more about that. So I sent you that video and you were like, yes. And I was like, you're picking that for your first workout? You know, like it was like shocked me, because I thought everybody should do 21-day fix. So I think that really helps us to know that, you know, just because we like a program or just because you've heard other coaches say, well, this is the one to start with, doesn't mean that it's necessarily the one for that person. And now, you know, all the programs have, you know, the containers with them, you know, all the meal plans online, get access to all that. So I think that is a benefit. So like I said, get to know them. What do they like doing? What have they tried in the past? What worked and what didn't work? So this is a good question to ask. You know, you'll find out like maybe someone did Weight Watchers, or maybe somebody did a different shake company or whatever, and you can get to know what did they like about it, what didn't they like about it, before you're going to offer Shakeology. You know, we want to already have some tools in our tool belt of what we know that they need, so we can offer a solution to those problems. So sometimes you'll get people that, you know, maybe they lost 50 pounds before and they've gained it back, you know, now they want to lose that weight again, but what they tried before wasn't working. So ask them, what did they try before? What happened in their life that they, you know, stopped this routine that they were on? And sometimes, you know, it might be, you know, they got married or they had a baby or there was a death in the family or some event that caused them to stop that routine. And so getting to know them, they're going to feel more connected. They're going to trust you instead of just feeling like, oh, you just want me to sign up. So like I said, this is something that I've been growing and learning. You know, don't ever just send them to your website. I've had a lot of people like, oh, do you have a website? Well, yeah, but I'm not going to give it to you. You know what I mean? They can get overwhelmed of where to go, what program, things like that. So we want to help guide them to a perfect solution based on what their needs are. So another thing, so then after you ask those questions, you get to know them, break down a challenge pack into its pieces. So we have the nutrition, the fitness, then our, you know, our challenge groups, the support, and then Shakeology. So like when you talk about the nutrition, ask them, you know, what is their eating like now? What are their, you know, habits? Do they skip meals? Are they a binge eater? Do they eat out a lot? Things like that is going to help you to find a solution where Shakeology will fit in, or, you know, like the portion fix, you know, containers will fit in, things like that. Ask them what they struggle with most. Do they have cravings, you know, in the afternoon? Do they gravitate towards, you know, chocolate or chips or whatever it is? Like I said, the more that we know about them, the easier it is that we can, you know, tailor what we're going to share with them. So this is one thing that I've learned to say, you know, a lot of people will be like, well, I already eat healthy. Well, that's great. You know, I honestly am one person who has eaten pretty healthy and clean for a long time. But I wasn't seeing results. And the reason was I was not eating the correct portion size. So I always say, you know, eating healthy is great, but knowing how much to eat of those foods, you know, really is, how do I say it, is the other half of the spectrum or something like that. And a lot of people think, well, they need to eat less. Well, for me, I had to actually eat more when I started. I wasn't eating enough calories to actually lose weight. So I think, again, we get this misconception where instant gratification, or if we eat, you know, nothing, we're gonna, you know, feel amazing and we'll lose weight. Yeah, you may lose weight, but you're gonna be so run down and tired. So offering that whole package there. So how do you feel you would benefit from learning about, so this is, oh, sorry. So I say, so how do you feel you would benefit from learning how much of each food you should be eating for your current goals? You know, or I ask them, do you think it would be beneficial to learn how to eat in correct portion sizes? And everyone says yes. You know, I haven't had anyone be like, no. Ask questions like, I use the word benefit or beneficial to them instead of like, do you want to learn more? Do you want, let me know if you want to learn more. I was always one of those people that said, let me know if you want more information. You may never hear from them, but ask a question where they're going to have to answer, like, would it benefit you? Things like that. So that is kind of breaks down the nutrition, you know, with the portion fix. I'll learn how to eat in correct portions, clean eating, things like that. And I try to keep it really simple. I don't, you know, get into talking about what the containers are, what goes into each one, because that gets to be overwhelming and it's kind of like vomiting all over them, which I was very guilty of too. So the next part is the fitness. So ask them, you know, what do they like to do? I already talked about that a little bit, but what home fitness equipment do they have? Do they already have some sort of dumbbells at home? Do they have a yoga mat? Do they have resistance bands? You know, ask a few questions like that, because sometimes they will be like, if you ask them if they have home gym equipment, they'll be like, no, thinking like a huge, you know, universal gym thing. So I like to offer some suggestions like this could count as gym equipment. Ask them how many minutes a day or how long they can commit each day to working out. You know, some people are like, I can only do like 10 minutes. Some people are like, I can do an hour and a half. So really knowing, you know, what their time frame is going to help you to find a program for them too, instead of just saying, you know, 21-day fix or hammer and chisel or whatever. Like, I love Body Beast, but some days are 45 minutes long and it gets to be a little long, you know. So if someone is on a time crunch, that might be a good program for them. If they don't have a ton of equipment at home, pick a program like Quarter Force or something like that, where they're not going to have to go out and buy more stuff. Sometimes you'll have people that will say, well, no, I don't have those, but I can go out and get some. So, you know, you're really going to gauge where their commitment levels. I mean, if they're willing to already go out and get more things for their journey, then they're probably going to be open to the rest of what you have to say. So then I like to say, you know, whatever program sounds like would be a fit for you. So say if someone said they only have, you know, 30 minutes, they don't have any gym equipment, they want something that is going to get their heart rate up, you know, I might offer like Quarter Force. If there's someone who, you know, loves doing weight training, it'd be like hammer and chisel or, you know, one of those types of things. So I say, well, that sounds like it'd be a great fit for you. And then this is where I go into saying, well, I also run these accountability groups. And so this is where you really get to share what it is that you do, you know, and let them know it's going to be on a private, whether you do Facebook group or the app, that's a private setting, because a lot of people are afraid that things are just going to be out there in Facebook world and they don't want people to know. What did I say? You know, that in the group that people are going to be, you know, sharing their workouts each day. The Shakeology, I kind of touch on Shakeology here, but I don't really go into detail. And then let them know that there's other people just like them going through this on the same journey with the same struggles that are sharing, you know, to help along the way. And then I always say, like, does that sound like it would be helpful to you? Something like that, you know, like, would it help you on this journey to have an accountability group? And of course, most people say, yeah. So then I always fill in with Shakeology. I would say it's the last piece of the puzzle. And I asked people if they've ever heard of it. You know, a lot of people have heard of Shakeology now. You know, Beachbody's been around for a little while. And so maybe they've, you know, had a friend do it, or they've seen it in a group, or whatever the deal is. So I always ask them, well, what do they know about it? And a lot of people are like, well, it's a weight loss shake or a protein shake. And so then after they say that, I'll say, well, you know, it's not a quick fix. A lot of people are looking for a shake that's going to make them, you know, into a supermodel, and that's not what Shakeology is. And share that it's a complement to the meal plan. I actually use that word complement because I think so many people think that if they're not going to do Shakeology, that they won't see results, or that they're going to be hooked into, you know, buying this every single month. And I honestly didn't start with it, and so I have a hard time telling people that you have to start with it. I do believe in it, and I wish I could drink it right now, but I can't because of the grains in it and the dairy. So, but so I say it's not a quick fix, but what it is a complement to the nutrition plan. So in all honesty, whether you are on it or not, you're going to get results if you eat right and get moving. So I want to give them the confidence to know that, you know, this is not going to make or break them. You know, there are a lot of, you know, different MLMs out there that you have to take their supplements, you have to take this huge regimen, and people don't like that. So I want to let them know that they're going to get support. We're going to teach them how to eat right. We're going to get moving, you know, whether it's 10 minutes or 30 minutes, 40 minutes, whatever. Sometimes I will share in there what Shakeology has done for me, you know, like how it's helped with my digestive issues, different skin issues, things like that, or how Tim still drinks it every day when he was so against it. So then this is the key that I've learned to ask. You say something to this here vibe. You say, how do you feel most comfortable getting started? You give them the option so they don't feel like I have to do a challenge pack or I have to do this. Let them know that it's up to them how they want to get started. I do recommend everyone to do the, you know, challenge pack, all access challenge pack, because you're getting a year of fitness and you're going to try Shakeology for 30 days. So even if you don't like it and return it, you're still getting a great deal on, you know, a year of fitness. And so one thing that I've learned that I've started doing, instead of just helping someone for a month, you know, like I used to do, now with all access, you can say, you know, I'm not here to just help you for 30 days to lose, you know, 20 pounds, 15 pounds, whatever. I want to help you for the whole year. And that's why we have this 12-month, you know, all access, so that we have this accountability so that you have access to my groups for 12 months to get your results. And when you break it down that way, it kind of really opens people's eyes to think like, okay, you're going to be here for me for 12 months. And that, you know, really shows that you care about them. And again, you know, just kind of go over and say that Shakeology is, you know, a complement, and it's not going to make or break the results. It will enhance them, you know, it will help them, but they, you know, if they follow the meal plan and do the workouts, they're still going to get results. Because then I think people feel like it's not just about that Shakeology sale. You know, I've had a lot of people come to me and say, well, I want to be in your group, or I want to do a group, but my coach or such and such coach won't let me in unless I'm on Shakeology. And I listened to a call recently, and it really talked about meeting people where they are. And so that's one thing that, you know, I've struggled with is, yes, when you know, have people on your home direct of Shakeology, that is, you know, you're going to make income on that because you're depending on it every single month. But what if someone can't do that right now? You know, what if all they can do is, you know, just, you know, 21-day fix? They are getting rid of some of the DVDs, so some of those options won't be available anymore. But just meeting them, maybe they just need to start with a Shakeology sampler or something like that. Excuse me. So that kind of is like a breakdown of what I do to, you know, after we have that conversation and they say yes, they want to move forward, they want to learn more. A lot of times people don't even respond to my messages, which gets to be frustrating after a while. Another thing that I've learned lately is that with follow-up, I listened to a call, and this girl, she follows up with everyone twice a month. And really, you know, you hear all the time that, you know, the fortune is in the follow-up. So you need to make a system of how you're going to follow up with people. And how she does it is the the first start of the month, she follows up with them and invites them to the challenge group. You know, like I always run mine the third Monday of the month. So that gives you time to like get to know them, you know, start chatting with them, whatever. And these are people that you've already, you know, had some sort of contact with on your page, or family and friends that you've messaged before and you have never heard from them. I have some scripts on the follow-up. So I'm going to post both this and some of the other things in our group to kind of help you to know like some different wordings, you know, make it your own when you're sharing so it sounds like how you talk. But the other thing is with the follow-ups, I was going to say, you know, don't feel like you're bugging people, especially if they're on your page, okay? This is why I like using my page, because they know that on there it's about health and fitness, and that's what I'm going to talk about. And if we're connected, that's what we're going to talk about, right? Is it all what we talk about? No, but so I shouldn't feel guilty if I ask them if they're on a health and fitness journey on that page to invite them to join me. Now, on my personal page, not everyone really cares what I'm doing. So that's why I shifted over, and why, you know, I have a lot more conversations with people I don't even know that want to know what I'm doing. So I know this is kind of rambling tonight, sorry. But so yeah, make a follow-up system. This is what I'm really working on, is getting better at that, getting a system. Because, you know, I looked at I use Google Streak for, you know, all my contacts in there, and I have like 600 or 800 people to follow up with. A lot of them are on Facebook. Now, it makes it easy if you get their email, because then in Google Streak you can send out snippets, which we can do another video on that. But you can like send a mass email to, you know, 100 people or whatever, and you can make it look like it's individualized just to them. It doesn't look like a carbon copy. It doesn't look like anything like that, which, you know, it's going to save time, because if you're sending out 500 emails, it's going to take a while if you're just plugging away one at a time. So, does that answer any questions or?
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, I was like I didn't do a slides tonight. I was like, oh, I don't know if I should do them for this or not. I don't know. So they keep me on topic better, I will say that. But I'm going to end the recording here.